Now, this is a story about a girl who chose to obey and do the will of the Lord. And now, even though it took some wrong turns and some upside down moments, the spirit within her kept her moving her forward. Now, I don't know much about poetry, but I hope you stick around to know more about my story. Oh, yeah. God bless. Jesus is rocks. Jesus is rocks. Oh yeah, stick around to know more about my story. Oh yeah. God bless, love you, keep on smiling, stay positive. Jesus loves you, so do I. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Good morning, y'all. Hope you're having a fabulous day today. I'm actually doing pretty well. I'm doing better since the rest of this week. The rest of this week was just, Even yesterday I got one of my mini great headaches again. So I'm like, oh, that's lovely. But it did go away eventually, thank goodness. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's because I'm getting close to that time of the month, and usually that's what happens, where I get headaches, I feel awful, my body's just whack, or it's because it's maybe that and the combination of the weather's been crap. I don't know. I mean, as of currently, the past couple of days have been pretty nice. It's been sunny. It's actually got up in the 70s yesterday, which was weird. I guess we should enjoy until, it's officially blasting cold, because you never know. We're going to have one of those days where it's going to start getting really cold out and it's going to be miserable. So I might as well enjoy it while it is now. Also, bugs. Oh my gosh, I've killed so many. Stink bugs last night. I cannot tell you how many I actually killed, but I was like, if you come in my vision and I'm able to get you, I'm going to kill you. And I have. So I've killed so many. I might just spray the window over there. We have bug killer. And then I might spray the window over there so they just instantly die. I know that sounds horrible, but I'd rather not have stink bugs just swarming the place. But yeah, that's what happens when you live out in the wooded area. You're gonna get bugs it's that time of the year where stink bugs and ladybugs come out. I'm like, oh, thank you for that. Anyway, my parents went off this morning. They're not here currently. Mom has an MRI today, so Ricky's driving her and taking her home. Hoping and praying that she survives it, because going through an MRI, the tube is just horrifying. First of all, she and I are very similar. We get claustrophobic. I don't know if I'm worse than she is or not. I don't like elevators. I don't like any tight places, but I think it's more of the noise that bothers her more than going in closed. But either way, it just kind of freaks us out, and like, I don't know. I just don't like the whole atmosphere. I've only gone through an MRI a couple of times, but either way, I'm like, you gotta knock me out. I gotta be, the first time I think I've had it, or maybe the second, I don't know. I was so out of it, like my body, I was so tired that it didn't bother me, but this time that was more coherent. I was like, oh, this is freaking me out so bad. I know it's just my head, my whole body's not going in, but nonetheless, I don't like it. I don't like it whatsoever. I've always been like this since I was really young, though, so being fearful and not liking certain things, feels like it's gotten worse as I've gotten older, but I feel like it's also just been a thing since I was really young. I've been always afraid of certain things, and that happens to be it. I'm claustrophobic and I don't like it whatsoever. So I try to avoid this type of things. Thank goodness I haven't had like any episodes lately where I've had to go in there. So whenever I go to the neurologist, we have to talk and we get my medicine updated, and that's it. So thank you to the Lord that I haven't had like any episodes where I have to get an MRI. I don't mind an EKG. I think that's what it's called, EKG, EEG, or whatever it is, where they stick those wires on your head. It's actually not too bad. Kind of annoying because you hear like beeping and stuff, but and they have this thing, just a bunch of wires hooked up to your brain, but yeah, that's not as bad. But yeah, going in the tube, not fun. Going, what else? Oh, getting my blood drawn out like that either, that freaks me out. I have to always go the other way. I haven't had my blood drawn in a while, so thank the good Lord. I don't like needles. I don't like seeing blood. It just creeps me out, man. Gives me the EBGBs, and I start overthinking, and then I go into shock, or, you know, body shuts down. So I'm like, nope, I'm not going through that. Anyway, I've got a lot of chores to do. I have laundries piled up, hopefully to work on my dollhouse today. I'm hoping to, because I'm really excited how far it has come, and it's looking at the process. Currently, I think the next step is working on doors and windows, so I'm so glad that's getting. However, I forgot to buy hinges for the doors. They say you can just glue them, like, but then you can't open them. So I have to go get to Hobby Lobby or wherever, online, I guess, wherever, to get hinges for the doors. So I have to go out and get those. Anyway, I've got so many chores. Also, we have a house guest coming. I don't know how many days the little one is going to be staying, but anyway, I will show you guys later who is going to be coming. Hopefully by tomorrow I can show you who the little one is staying. But yes, I'm so excited. It'll be exciting to have what we're going to have in the house again. So hopefully I can show you on camera who it is. So anyway, we have a house guest. I'm not sure how long we're having the little one, but I'm excited. Also, it is Friday. You guys get to tell, I hope you guessed in the last vlog what color nail polish I had. So I'm going to show you. Also, the hint was the fall. So I hope you guys guessed in the comment section of my last vlog. You can still guess in here if you want. I'll give you a little bit longer to try and guess. And if you did guess it right, comment down in the section, amen, okay? Not the actual color. Say amen, you know. I don't want you to comment the color, actually. I just want you to comment down below if you got it right from the last time. So, I'm going to show you. Don't mind my ugly feet. I have, as I'm getting older, my feet have gotten, ugh, you know. Anyway, here's my nail color. I don't know if it's going to do it justice, but it's like the scarlet color. It's like an orangish, yep, orangish, reddish. It's got like glitter and stuff, so there we go. It's that color. Yay, nice and pretty. I wanted this color the last time, but then I chose the red color. When she, oh my gosh, I was kind of freaking out. When she painted it on, it looked really red. I was like, is that the right color? But after a while it dried, it got the color that I wanted. I was like, yes, it's so pretty. Mom actually has a pretty color too. She has a fallish looking color too. It's like a brown, it's like a medium type brown color with the glitter in it. It looks so pretty as well. Her toesies look good. But anyway, I've got to get going. So I'll see you guys probably around Bible time, so stay tuned. Also, real quick, I just want to show you guys how messed up my bed is. Like, look at this. Almost every morning my bed is a wreck because of how I move so much in my bed. Now, some of this was this morning. I just kind of threw stuff about trying to get up out of bed. But yeah, that is how I usually sleep. I feel bad for whoever, if I ever marry someone someday, because you're going to have to deal with this. And I thrash. I've been like this since I was in the womb. Mom would describe me. I would have a party in her room, especially at night. I would kick and thrash so much. And ever since then, I've been like this. It's been I haven't really grown out of it. She even told me that she would put me in the front of the bed, okay, and always have the railing. I would either smush myself against the railing or I would inch my way off the bed and literally just fall off the bed and wake myself up sometimes. And I'm like, sometimes I would just sleep through it. But anyway, she would constantly try to move me back up, or if someone was sleeping with me, I would always thrash and kick them. So I apologize to whoever ends up marrying me ahead of time. You're gonna have to deal with this. I don't know if you're gonna like that or not. So I might end up being single the rest of my life anyway, and no man has to deal with this, but I apologize ahead of time. But there we have it. Whoops. Hey, homegirl's back. Thought I had a burp for a second. It kind of felt like I had a burp and then it doesn't come up. I love it when it does that. Anyway, so update. I dusted, I vacuumed, I started my laundry. Okay. I ate lunch. Had some visitors. My brother and my sister-in-law came over briefly because they had stopped over the neighbors, which was my aunt and uncle and cousins. Anyway, they stopped there and they were getting something. I think they made pumpkin rolls. My cousin made pumpkin rolls for my brother and sister-in-law. And then they visit us for like 10 to 15 minutes. They said, hey, do you want to come with us? And I was like, no, not particularly. Not that I wouldn't be mean or anything. It's just like I have laundry to do. I like to relax on the weekends. I'm tired, you know? So I don't particularly want to go, but Zachary wanted to, so he's out with them. I guess they're going to the house or whatever. I'm just not interested, you know? Plus I want to get some things done as far as vlogging, editing, and I gotta do my laundry and all kinds of other things. So I just, you know, I want to relax, stay home, do the things I have to do, you know? So, that's what I did. I ate lunch, finished out my lunch, I was watching some YouTube. And now, guess what time it is? Everybody's favorite time of the vlog. Bible time. Yeah. So, we're in Genesis chapter 43. Great, my battery's flashing. Be right back. Yay, fresh battery, and here we go. Yay, always good for that. Alright, chapter 43 of Genesis. Let's get started. The brothers returned to Egypt. But the famine continued to ravage the land of Canaan. When the grain they had brought from Egypt was almost gone, Jacob said to his sons, go back and buy us a little more food. But Judah said, the man was serious when he warned us. You won't see my face again unless your brother is with you. If you send Benjamin with us, we will go down and buy more food. But if you don't let Benjamin go, we won't go either. Remember the man, you won't see my face again unless your brother is with you. Why are you so cruel to me? Jacob moaned. Why did you tell him we had another brother? The man kept asking us questions about our family, they replied. He asked, is your father still alive? Do you have another brother? So we answered his questions. They still had no idea that it was Joseph talking. How could we know he would say, bring your brother down here? Judah said to his father, send the boy with me and we will be on our way. Otherwise we will die of starvation, and not only, but you and our little ones. I personally guarantee his safety. You may hold me responsible if I don't bring him back to you. Then let me bear the blame forever. If we don't waste all this time, we could have gone and returned twice by now. Little sidebar called full responsibility. Judah accepted full responsibility for Benjamin's safety. He did not know what that meant. What? He did not know what that might mean for him, but he was determined to carry it out. In the end, Judah's stirring words caused Joseph to break down and reveal himself to his brothers. Accepting the responsibility can be difficult at times, but on the flip side, it builds character and confidence. Earns others' respect and motivates us to complete our work. Got any new responsibilities? Are you willing to see them through the end? So their father Jacob finally said to them, if it can't be avoided, then at least do this. Pack your bags with the best products of this land. Take them down to the man as gifts. Balm, honey, gum, aromatic resin, pistachio nuts, and almonds. Also take double the money that was put back in your sacks, as it was probably someone's mistake. Then take your brother, then go to the man. May God Almighty give you mercy as you go before the man, so that he will release Simon and let Benjamin return. But if I must lose my children, so be it. So the men packed Jacob's gifts and doubled the money and headed off with Benjamin. They finally arrived in Egypt and presented themselves to Joseph. Then Joseph saw Benjamin with them. He said to the manager of his household, these men will eat with me this noon. Take them inside the palace, then go slaughter an animal and prepare a big feast. So the man did as Joseph told him and took them into Joseph's palace. The brothers were terrified when they saw that they were going to be taken to Joseph's house. It's because of the money someone put in our sacks last time we were there, they said. He plans to pretend that we stole it, then he will seize us, make us slaves, and take our donkeys. A feast at Joseph's palace. The brothers approached the manager of Joseph's household and spoke to him at the entrance to the palace. Sir, they said, we came to Egypt and once before to buy food, but as we were returning home, we stopped for the night and opened our sacks. Then we discovered that each man's money, the exact amount paid, was in the top of the sack. Here it is. We have brought it back with us. We also have additional money to buy more food. We have no idea who put our money in our sacks. Relax. Don't be afraid, the household manager told them. Your God, the God of your father, must have put this treasure into your sacks. I know I received your payment. Then you released Simon and brought him out to them. The manager then led the men into Joseph's palace. He gave them water to wash their feet and provide food for their donkeys. They were told they would be eating there, so they prepared their gifts for Joseph's arrival at noon. Then Joseph came out. They gave him the gifts they had brought him, then bowed low to the ground before him. Again, Joseph's dream came true. After greeting them, he asked, how is your father, the old man you spoke about? Is he still alive? Yes, they replied, our father, your servant, is alive and well, and they bowed low again. Then Joseph looked at his brother Benjamin, the son of his own mother. Is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about? Joseph asked. May God be gracious to you, my son. Then Joseph hurried from the room because he was overcome with emotion for his brother. Poor guy, he was really crying there. That would have been hard, to see your sibling and had to pretend you had no idea who they were. Your own family standing before you. He went into a private room where he broke down and wept. Then after washing his face, he came back out, keeping himself under control. Then he ordered, bring out the food. The waiters served Joseph at his own table, and his brothers were served at a separate table. The Egyptians who ate with Joseph sat at their own table because Egyptians despised Hebrews and refused to eat with them. Joseph told each of his brothers where to sit, and to their amazement, he seated them according to age. From oldest to youngest, and Joseph filled their plates with food from his own table, giving Benjamin 5 times as much as he gave the others. So they feasted and drank freely with him. That is chapter 43, and we'll be into 44 next time. Now we're going to, I was going to say sing. No, we're not singing. We'll be reading from Chicken Soup. Okay. I know I do a rant. Oh, what the heck? I've had this entire time. Weird. Okay, we're going to read, I think there's a specific one I want to talk about in here. So we're going to find a specific topic. Okay. It's not in this one. That's interesting. Oh well, we're gonna just do random. Okay. This is on the subject on self-acceptance. And this is called I Kiss Like a Horse. Don't ask me why, but that's just the way it's titled. Forgiveness means letting go of a hurtful situation and moving on with your own happiness. Right? He was the first boy to ask me to prom. He was also the first boy to dump me 2 days before the dance. My dress was scarlet, and I spent every afternoon after school on my tiptoes, dancing before the mirror with my hair in my hands, daydreaming about a slow dance under blue lights and perhaps a swift caress under falling stars. Max was a junior and I was a freshman. Max had a car and I had a bike. Max hung out with girls who were, in my opinion, straight up mean. These girls liked Max and hated me. I was too young to be with Max. I wasn't cool enough. I didn't scream and fight and smoke weed at high school parties. A week after our breakup, I awoke late in the night to the shriek of girls' voices and the horns of several cars. I'm not going to say this word, but there was a not very nice word that she said, the other girls were saying to her. You blank. Okay? Max never liked you. Stay away from our guys from now on. He was just using you. You're so stupid. That's not a very nice thing to say at all. I didn't move. I didn't even look out the window. I was afraid they'll see me and keep yelling. Come on, guys, let's go, one girl shouted, and then they were gone. I just lay there dumbfounded. I woke up early the next morning and surveyed the damage. Toilet paper wasn't that big of a deal. It had been toilet paper before. But the chocolate syrup on the garage door wasn't pleasant. Oof. You kissed like a horse, it said. Jeez. The stains lingered along after I tried to hose them down. The driveway was painted with half a dozen cruel phrases described untrue details of my non-existent sex life. I kept my mouth shut, though, and laughed it off. They were all lies, so what did it matter? It still hurts, nonetheless. Everyone knew the next day at school. You must be so embarrassed, she said. I feel sorry for you, he said. So what does a horse kiss like? He asked. Did you really have sex with him? She asked. Shut up, who cares, whatever, I said, and no, I didn't have sex with him. Max was one of the only boys I ever had kissed, and I guess I wasn't a very good kisser. I bit his tongue once or twice, and he bled. Oof. At the time, he was sweet about it. It's cool, he said, wiping the blood from his lip. It doesn't hurt. You can bite me all you want. Yeah, well. I guess when the game is over, all bets are off, though. The taunting didn't stop. It only got worse. A few weeks later, the older girls had a list photocopied and circulated around the school. Oh, gosh. Not only was my name associated with biting and horses, but now I was number 1 on the high school, I'm not going to say this word, list. I am not a blank, I sighed in the girls' bathroom as I was washing my hands. The paper signs were taped everywhere. I tore them down. All I did was kiss him, and I didn't even do it right. I'm not a blank, I screamed at 24 eyes stripping me of my innocence. I was disgusting to them. I was disgusting to everybody. And I even started to believe that I was all the things they said I was. It's funny how easy rumors are to believe, even if they are about you. I carried myself differently. I went to parties and kissed all the boys. Oh no. It's not what you need to do. No one ever cleared my name, though. Instead, all they tried unsuccessfully to bring me home with them. After all, I was the easiest and cheapest date in school. I was never able to fill my prom fantasy, let alone wear my gown or get my hair done. It was hard enough staying home the night of the prom, barefoot on the couch between my parents watching I Love Lucy. Which, that is a good show, by the way. Nothing wrong with watching I Love Lucy. But anyway. I can sympathize with this girl just feeling out of place and not feeling, part of the in crowd. Which, by the way, feeling feeling of misplaced is horrible, but at the same time, you don't have to try to fit in to stand out. Really, you don't. I know it's hard to believe that, but especially at that young age. The dress was still hanging in my closet the night the phone rang. My beautiful, never been worn shoes still neatly in their paper box. I answered the phone. Nay. Huh? I couldn't believe it was still going on. Nay. Click. Whoever it was hung up. Was Max behind all of this? What had I done to be treated this way? Did I miss something? Would it ever end? I couldn't take it any longer. This wasn't going to stop until I did something about it. I needed to find Max and talk to him. I needed to do something. I found him at his locker. I had purposely avoided that hallway for the past couple of months. I didn't want to see him, but today was different. I was tired of avoiding confrontation. I wanted my life back. He ignored me at first, and I grimaced. I have to, he began. I interrupt. So why? What did I ever do to you? You broke up with me, spread rumors about me. I don't understand. What did I do to you? Get to class, he finished. Why, Max? Listen, I don't know what you're talking about, and even if I did, it's not my problem. Yes, it is your problem. Oh my gosh, dude. You should handle the situation. But of course, he didn't care. He didn't want to. I don't know what I expected. Maybe an apology or an explanation. I guess I hoped that he would take it back. I wanted him to tell me that he was sorry and that he would undo the rumors and set me free. I wanted him to tell me that, after all was said and done, I really didn't kiss like a horse. He didn't say a thing. Turned out that I didn't need an explanation after all. His silence spoke words that he could never muster. Max was afraid. He couldn't be with me. He wasn't supposed to. His friends hadn't approved, and so he got rid of me. Even though I know he didn't want to. He had to convince himself that I was a monster or the worst kisser in the world. Whole school. He had to convince himself that he didn't like me anymore, or for that reason I felt sorry. He gave in to peer pressure. I felt sorry for him, and for all the pathetic souls who believed him. I felt sorry for the girls who wasted their babysitting money on the toilet paper and their weekends fabricating degrading lists. I felt sorry for all of them. For the first time in months, I felt relieved. I knew who I was, and the rest didn't matter. Max was just some guy who needed to grow up. And I refused to be just some girl. So what if I was a lousy kisser? It took me years before I was steady on my rollerblades. So what if the older girls didn't like me? It would be long before myself was an older girl. And so what if there were rumors? They weren't true. I held my head high, defending my morality and reputation with a string of confidence. I wasn't the only one. Lies and rumors, hate and envy fly like bullets every day in high school. I got hit like many unfortunately do. And I was ready to get back out there, shielding myself with the truth in a force field of confidence I forgot I had. About a week later, a boy at school stopped me in the halls and asked, "So is it true that you kiss like a horse?" I smiled. "You know what? I've never kissed a horse before. Have you?" He shook his head, embarrassed, as I turned around and walked away. I definitely will say I am proud of this young girl that simply, no matter how bad it seemed, she was able to overcome it and get past the hurt. Yes, there's a lot of hurt behind not feeling accepted by others, and I can totally concur with that. I wasn't in her position, like specifically what she went through, but self-acceptance is definitely hard, especially if you're young. It's easy to get swept up around worldliness and be swept up into just doing whatever the heck they're doing. And I used to be a follower, per se. Now, as I've gotten older, gotten depth with more into my faith with the Lord, I've learned to rely more on God and accept His acceptance of me versus what the world has to accept. And that's one thing we have to learn is, like, we don't have to accept or be accepted by the world. No. The only thing we need to be accepted by is by God. He is the only one that we need to feel accepted by. And so that's something we need to sincerely pray about if we're suffering through any self-acceptance, we need to rely on God and help Him. Pray through it, and He will help us. Truly, He will help us. So remember, there are people just like you and me. We're all the same. Even though we seem popular or not, it doesn't matter. We're all human beings. We all make mistakes. We all are born with sin. We all have problems. It's how we carry our heads up high if we're gonna keep on going with the Lord, accept the way things are and keep on moving forward, or we're gonna keep feeling like crap all the time and stay 100 miles in the dumps and feeling like crap all the time. You know what I mean? So it's all our perspective is what I'm trying to get at. So thank you, Lord, as always, for your living, breathing word. And now I need to go downstairs and check on my laundry. Not sure what else I'll get into, but we'll see, won't we? Be back soon. Hello, and just like that, it's the evening. My hair is crazy. I made tacos. So that's one of the things I'm really good at, is making tacos. And I made spaghetti for Ricky because he likes spaghetti. And I also made fried spaghetti so then I can use it to make chicken stir fry later for myself. So yeah, Zachary's not back yet. He's still with my brother and sister-in-law. They're watching the Spider-Man movie, the newest one, I guess. Kind of glad I didn't go, no offense, but I'm not into the sci-fi crap anymore. I've been reevaluating what I should be filtering in my brain, into my mind, what I'm seeing, what I'm watching. And I'm like, there's a lot of satanic, there's small parts of satanic, demonic, witchcraft nonsense, and I'm like, I'm not tolerating this. It doesn't feel good in my spirit. I'm not going to watch something that I don't find appropriate anymore. So yes, I've been reevaluating what I'm watching and seeing and blah blah blah, and I don't like what I'm seeing. There's a lot of crap going out there, and what seemed innocent has been corrupted by the world, and I don't get it. I don't understand it, and I don't like it. I don't have to, and I'm not going to tolerate it. So in other words, I've been reevaluating just not watching garbage anymore. And this month, oh my gosh, we should definitely be, as a church, we should definitely be praying this month, because we all know what month it is. It's October. And by the end of the month, is like one of the worst holidays ever. I should do a whole video why I detest holidays, and I will do that sometime. Give you back evidence and how it's very paganistic. I don't agree with any of it. Just mumbo jumbo nonsense, and I just don't agree with a lot of how the world has corrupted itself. I will do a whole video on that, completely different from the vlogs itself, because that's just a whole nother spectrum, and I'm not, there's just, oh, my spirit within me is just like, woof, not exactly agreeing with a lot of things that the world has corrupted that used to be innocent and good for the kingdom of God, and the world has corrupted so much. The devil's really prowling. He's trying to do everything he can to take down all of us. And honey, I ain't gonna tolerate it. Nope, I will not. So, yes. I'm not gonna tolerate the devil's craft of evil, so I'm gonna continue to pray. I'm gonna continue to full force in the Holy Spirit realm, because there is a spiritual war zone, and it's coming down hard. Especially us prayer warriors. Oh my gosh. If you only knew how many people out there are praying. Whew. Got the Holy Spirit on me right now. Whew. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the vlog, no matter how boring it may be. I will continue to pray for everyone out you. Pray for you guys. I love you guys, as always. Keep on smiling. Stay positive. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.